Okay, we just got the first queue for live streaming, waiting for it to be recorded, and we'll start the session.
Awesome.
Assalamualaikum and hi. Welcome everyone to another session with Sekolah Crypto. My name is Ihsan and I'm your host today. Before we proceed, don't forget to follow and share our YouTube, our Telegram, our Facebook, our Twitter, and our LinkedIn and our Instagram. Well, with us today, we have a very special guest, Mr. Clemens from Crypto Validator.
Hi,
Hello,
guys.
how are you today?
Hi, I'm very fine. Thank you for having me. Thank you for having this great opportunity to be on your stream. Yeah, I'm good. And you? Good evening to Malaysia.
I'm amazing. I'm good and amazing here. I mean, apart from Mr. Clemens, we also have a lot of the other members from the Crypto Validator here. Mr. Andre, Mr. Simon, thank you all for your participation. Apart from that, we also have our colleagues from Sekolah Crypto. So today, we have a very interesting topic to share about. The topic today, superfluid staking. So before we start, don't waste our time. Let us, introduce our guest speaker today. Mr. Clemens, do you mind sharing about yourself, about your experience in crypto assets, and your participation in the organization that you are representing? Welcome.
Hi, thank you. I'm Clemens. We're a staking and infrastructure provider from Europe. We started out as a community on Telegram, like OG Bitcoin investors back in 2013, sharing knowledge and building a small community back then. And many projects have emerged from this community. And one of the latest projects is our validation and infrastructure provider business that we started out last year. At the moment, we validate 20 networks within the Cosmos universe, within the Cosmoverse. And we see our business really of being positioned right at the epicenter of the IBC gang, because we think IBC is the perfect technology for the transition that is happening at the moment from into a multi-chain future. And IBC is really the best technology to build a multi-chain future on. And as of today, we're a team of 7 with DevOps, marketing, advisors, and also we're always on the lookout for new team members to join us. So don't hesitate to reach out. Yeah.
Yeah. So what I heard just now, you were saying that Crypto Crew has 7 members. And these 7 amazing people run 20 chain validation. Is that correct? Am I listening?
It is correct, yes. And also we are interconnecting those chains with our IBC relayers that we operate.
That must be a very tough job to actually run 20 chain validation. You have to maintain the number of staking. You have to maintain your machine always in uptime. Do you face any challenges while doing all this? I mean, yeah, 20 chain. I thought it's just like 1 or 2, but 20 chains, that's a lot. What challenges while doing all this actually?
We have a multitude of good monitoring and alert systems. So our DevOps really stays on top of all these different chains. But in addition, also you need to participate in the community. You need to look out for governance proposal. You need to, as a validator, I think it is really important that you act in the best interest of the ecosystem that you're supporting and act in the best interest of the community. So we're still a small team, that's right, but we're trying our best to present the full validation package, interact with the communities, present really high-grade infrastructure nodes, and also we want to really provide a step into the future regarding transparency, because I think when it comes to validation for users, we're in this kind of we're used to being in this trustless universe where you're in charge of your own keys and of your own fundings. And then when it comes to validation and to staking, a user suddenly is in a very, very different mindset where he needs to trust a validator. And as a validator service, we see it as our responsibility to present the most transparency and the most insight into our operation that we can. We're also working kind of on a platform to present this transparency, and it will be included in our upcoming website, which will be launched in a month from now, latest.
Amazing. Okay, I think let us go to the main topic of our discussion today. I think about 1 month ago, or maybe less than that, Osmosis just come up with superfluid staking. A lot of us here knows about IBC, but a lot of them do not know what is superfluid all about. Do you mind sharing your opinion as a validator? Why superfluid is a big deal in the Osmos chain?
I think actually superfluid staking, and many people have said that, is the biggest development in proof of stake since the rollout of staking itself. We're in Cosmos SDK-based chains. We're in a universe of application-specific blockchains. So those blockchains, they are very aware of the functionality they have. Speaking of Osmosis, we have those amazing liquidity pool system, and every validator validating this chain, the code that the validators run, it is aware about the functionality of Osmosis liquidity pools. This enables the Osmosis blockchain, this functionality being included in the layer 1, it enables the Osmosis blockchain that those assets that are locked in the liquidity pools, they can effectively be staked on chain, increasing the total staked value of the chain, and with that, increasing the total security of the chain, because in delegated proof of stake, the total dollar value staked or delegated, the higher the total value is, the more secure the chain is to be deemed, because an attacker would have to acquire 66% of the total value staked on the free market to actually be able to attack successfully. And with this first model of shared security, the total value on the Osmosis chain, the total staked value on the Osmosis chain, it rises, making the chain more secure. So the Osmosis team has rolled this out, like you said, a few weeks ago in their latest V7 upgrade. And since then, they only are trying it on the mainnet with the pool number 1. Speaking of the most liquid pool on Osmosis, the Osmo Atom pair. So what you essentially can do now is take your pool shares that you are providing in this pool number 1, and liquid staking enables you to stake those pool shares on the Osmosis chain.
So like TLDR we say is like you do your farming and staking at the same time. Is that correct? Is that what Superfluid all about?
It is absolutely correct, and you will get the rewards for liquidity providing, like the Osmosis incentives that are.
But how is this different from the staking token that you receive from other chains? You get a staking token and then you make LP between your staking token and another token. How is Superfluid different from this actually?
You have those pools on Osmosis. Let's only talk about Osmosis-based pools. So you have a pool with 50% Osmosis tokens and 50% an IBC asset that arrived from another chain to the Osmosis platform. And Superfluid staking enables you to delegate the Osmosis portion of your LP shares to a validator on the Osmosis chain, effectively enabling you to earn additional rewards on your LP share. Speaking of staking rewards, so you will get staking rewards for almost 50% of the value you have locked in the LP if you Superfluid stake it. This could be done with any Osmo-based pool on the Osmosis platform or on the Osmosis chain, but it has, as I said, only be rolled out. It was only rolled out for the pool number 1 with Atom and Osmo, and the governance can now decide to include further pools when they deem the pools to be ready to go Superfluid.
Okay, so what I understand is that the difference between the Superfluid and the traditional staking token you find on other chain. The other chain, you stake first, then you farm. Whereas in Superfluid, you put it into a farm and you stake that LP pair. Is that correct? Is that how I understand it?
Were you talking, if you were talking about staking derivatives, exactly. This is exactly the other way. So on smart contract enabled chains, speaking of Terra, for example, they have this CosmWasm implementation, and you can write a smart contract that gives you a staking derivative. So that's what Lido does, or Anchor Protocol. They enable you to stake with a validator. And for staking with this validator, you get a token that is a derivative. It only confirms that you staked with a validator. And this derivative, it can be then used on other DeFi platforms, for example, for providing liquidity. This is traditional staking derivatives, but those are prone to errors, and also they endanger actually the chains that they are run on. If you guys, I'm sure that most of you guys have watched Sunny's video on Superfluid staking. He describes it marvelous. Sunny, big shout outs at this point. He is one of the really top guys of the whole Cosmos ecosystem, and he's so intelligent, and he describes it so very well what this theoretical attack vector on staking derivatives could be. So Osmosis is not using, for this case, it's not using staking derivatives, but they implemented this exact round way approach where you can put your assets first into a liquidity pool and then stake your liquidity pool shares. So this is exactly the other way around, and this is Superfluid staking.
So essentially, we can say that the benefit of Superfluid staking is that it does not compromise the safety of staking, while at the same time giving you the same benefit as derivative. Okay, never mind. Maybe it's a bit. Hello?
Oh, sorry. Yeah, now I can hear you again. We had a little audio problem, but...
So, okay, so sorry. So anyway, humorous, Mr. Clement, can you do a live sharing about how can we do Superfluid staking from the website, and how do we choose Crypto Crew from the list? Just show us a demo if you don't mind.
Awesome, we can do that. I can screen share. I prepared a little demo for you. Right. Think it's working? This is our old V1 website. So this is Crypto Crew, ccvalidators.com. So for anybody wanting to stake or delegate with us, you can find all our validators here with easy links to click on right now, and you can stake with us. But as I said at the beginning of our conversation, we have a V2 website in the making. It will be it will come out in March, and it will offer much more than this. We have this only as an intermediate start version of our website. But let's go to the page that we all know and love. Sorry.
Before that, Mr. Clement or any members of Crypto Crew, do you mind sharing your website link into our chat so that we can share with our viewers?
Yeah, of course. We'll have our marketing team share it in our chat.
All right. Yeah, continue. Sorry for disturbing.
No problem at all. So we got our Kepler wallet with some Osmosis tokens ready. And what we do now what we have to do now, and first is, as I described, we need to pool these tokens. So we'll pool these in pool 1 because, as I also mentioned before, Superfluid staking at this point only has been rolled out for pool number 1, and the Osmosis governance stake can include other pools. And the Osmosis front end, I don't know how about you, but I feel it's so super user friendly. It's so super intuitive that I think it's really.
My colleague, they love it, seriously.
Yeah, everybody does. So it's super easy. You just need to add your liquidity. We can single asset LP. So now it's I need to It's not showing my Osmo for some instance, for some reason. Oh, let's sign out here. Let's sign again. Oh, no, it's here. All right, we can do the single asset LP because we only have the osmosis tokens and they would need to be swapped first. 50% would to be needed to be swapped to atoms. And actually we'll do that first. We'll swap half of our osmosis tokens here with this half button to, so 14.99 to about 5 atoms. We confirm this in our Kepler wallet.
Okay.
And now I sold half of my 30 osmosis tokens for atoms. So now I have 15 osmosis tokens left. I got 5 atoms for it. Now I can add liquidity here. I'm choosing, well, all my Osmo. Sometimes it fails here with a strange error message. If it does, it's because of market fluctuations. It's because the price changed a slight bit. And what you can do to help this is cancel out a few decimals. So maybe only go 5.00 here. Then we add the liquidity. It will leave a little bit of dust left in our wallet, but that's no issue. And then we add this liquidity. And this is like every other pool on osmosis. You just add your liquidity to the pool, 50-50. And now we can 14 days bond it to be able to, I got my Zoom window here. I got to move this. All right. Now we need to 14 days bond it on the osmosis platform to be able to Superfluid stake it. So we have to click start earning. 14 days, it already shows this pink Superfluid color, and you can Superfluid stake it immediately with one click right here. So we're choosing to stake maximum of our LP tokens. Like we would normally bond it with any other pool to receive the Osmo incentives. And then if we selected this Superfluid staking option, on the next page, it will show us the whole osmosis validator set.
So here we choose crypto.
Here we obviously choose Crypto Crew. What else? Who else? Now it's always good to distribute your stake. Anybody knows that. So you should always choose a few validators out of the active set, because when you stake, you're risking your stake to slashing. So if the validator goes down and is not providing his service for hours or days in the case of osmosis, but the worst case would be if the validator double signs, you're effectively getting slashed. So your stake that you delegated to this validator, it will be burned and it will be distributed to other stakers on the chain. So for risking your assets by bonding them with a validator, you get staking rewards. And for this, you should always choose a set of validator operations that you know and trust, and distribute your stake between those, because using more operations, you can effectively minimize slashing risk, obviously. And yeah, we're choosing Crypto Crew for this demo, and we can just click to go Superfluid with the whole stash, with everything that we just provided. We provided $300 worth of LP tokens that consist of $150 Atom, $150 Osmosis tokens, and now we will get the Osmosis liquidity pool incentives, the 14-day bonding incentives on the Osmosis platform for the full $300 worth of assets. And we will get, by going Superfluid, we will get staking rewards on the Osmosis chain for almost half of the value. Like the Osmosis part, it's now staked with Crypto Crew validators. And you know, liquidity pools, liquidity rewards and staking rewards are paid differently. They are all paid at the same time of the day. That's epoch at 1730 UTC on the Osmosis platform. So after 1730 UTC, you can always claim your rewards of the last day. And the liquidity rewards, they will be transferred right into your wallet, and they will be there. You will just get your Osmosis tokens, and they will be there ready for you to be used, ready for you to use them. And staked assets, they always have to be claimed using the claim button on your Kepler wallet. So you have to open it here, and it will show your staking reward. There's currently no staking reward now.
Okay.
But you will be able to claim it after epoch.
All right. So just to clarify, the procedure for Superfluid staking, you make into two pairs of coin, 50% Atom, 50% Osmo. Click your add liquidity and then activate it. Click start earning. Click on the Superfluid on the 40 days bond, and then you choose your Validator on the next page. All right. I have a few questions to ask.
Maybe I should add. Sorry.
Sure, no problem.
I wanted to add that if you are already bonded in pool 1 and you don't need to 14 days bonded like I did right now in the demo, you can also go Superfluid. It will be here. It's just like in this color, it will look slightly different, the front end, but you can even Superfluid stake assets that are already bonded in pool 1 for weeks or months. So it's just one click, one transaction, and you can Superfluid stake every asset that's either in the pool 1 or you want to provide in pool 1. Excuse me, go on, sorry.
Okay, just a few questions to ask. Number one, if I do Superfluid staking, do we have governance right? Can we vote on proposal with the Superfluid stake?
Exactly, we could put an on-chain proposal on the chain suggesting that we will include the pool, the Osmo UST pool, so Osmo and Terra UST pool, which is a very, very popular and very, very liquid pool. I think it would be, it would make most sense for us to include this pool in the set of Superfluid pools next. And anybody could propose that on chain by just putting on a governance proposal and proposing that, and the community of stakers, they will decide, of delegators, they will decide.
In terms of strength, let's say now we put $300 of Atom Osmo pair into the Superfluid stake. How much of that $300 will be used for voting and for staking? How many percent of it?
This is really interesting because I think that most of the users on the Osmosis platform providing the liquidity right now, they are aware of the concept of impermanent loss. So with price fluctuations, the Osmo part and the Atom part of your LP share, they fluctuate. So if the price rises, you have you have more of the one asset, and if the price goes the other way, you have more of the other asset. Effectively, varying your percentage in Osmo, in total Osmo coins compared to the total Atom coins. So staking rewards you only get for the Osmo part, and not even for the full 100% Osmo part. So for the full 50% of your LP share, you only get it for 90% of this half. So you get it for 45% of your LP share. Okay. And this value will effectively get staking rewards every day at epoch.
So roughly, if you put like $300 of Atom Osmo, we know that the strength of our vote is about $120, $130 plus minus. Am I correct?
Yeah, plus minus. Yeah, 135 actually.
Yeah. All right. Okay. So we know staking has risk. Yeah, the staking has risk. It's not just put in money and then fixed deposit every day. We got money at depot, but actually it's a risk. There is a risk of slashing. There's a risk of jail time to the validators. So what are the risks that can be transferred to a Superfluid staker? do we experience slashing? Do we experience jail time and stuff like that?
Exactly. The risk to a superfluid staker is exactly the same risk that is to a normal staker. If the validator misbehaves and he misbehaves only by downtime, it's not that much. It's only 0.01% on the osmosis chain that the staker will lose. But the much worse thing that could happen is if a validator double signs. 5% of the whole delegated stake will get burned, and everybody that is delegating to this validator, no matter if normal staking or superfluid staking via LP shares, you are risking your stake with this risk, with this validator. And this is the interesting thing about superfluid staking. You're actually risking all of your LP shares while only getting reward for half of it.
So the risk is 100%, but the reward is 90% of the 50%. Gosh.
Exactly.
Okay, so we already understand about the risk, and we know that, okay, while the reward is juicy, you get more reward than the normal staking. So why do we need to stay with Crypto Crew? What are the benefits of us staking with you? So that's the thing we want to know, because there's a lot of fishes in the water. We have lots of validators. So why we should stay with Crypto Crew? Can you, present yourself? Tell us why.
By staking with us, you're obviously supporting one of the teams that really runs IBC. We already did over 1 million IBC transactions over our relayers. Maybe if you watch your IBC transactions on MintScan, you already saw our memo. It could say relayed by Crypto Crew. We're interconnecting 15 chains, most of the most important chains like Cosmos Hub, of course, and Terra and Juno. Osmosis, the epicenter of all IBC. And without IBC relayers, Osmosis wouldn't even work, because every user, when you deposit or withdraw an asset from or to Osmosis, in the background, an IBC relayer has to relay your transaction from the source chain to the destination chain. And we're one of the teams really supporting Osmosis because we think Osmosis is this great thing, this great universe that just turned up last year, and we validated, and we really want the ecosystem to appreciate from our work. And this is why we are really deep into the IBC relaying. Also, I can maybe screen share once again. We just recently integrated with restake.app.
Okay, that's nice to hear. When integrate restake?
This is also big shout outs to the Echo Stake validator. So if you're searching for great validators to distribute your stake with, Echo Stake would be one of those. They made this this front end, and it's a bot. It uses an on-chain module that's called the auths module, and this auths module, well, you can effectively make your validator withdraw your staking rewards and restake them for you daily, and that without even paying fees. And you can all do that on chain. It's fully permissionless, it's fully secure, and it's open source. It's on GitHub, and it has been audited by various validators. And we're one of the validators providing this service on various chains, actually. So right now we got the auth function. It's not available on every chain as of now. So some chains, they would need to upgrade. Like Comdex, they upgraded like 1 or 2 days ago. So they will be available soon. Also, I heard Chihuahua will be available soon. But as of now, you can auto restake your daily, you can auto restake your rewards on Cosmos Hub, on crypto.org, on Gravity Bridge, on Juno, on Loom Network, and various other networks. We're in most of them. And let's go to Cosmos Hub maybe. Oh no, we don't have any Cosmos tokens. Yeah, no, we got everything Superfluid staked on this account right now, but it's really, really easy. If you want us to compound your staking rewards daily, free of charge, you just need to either delegate to us using the delegate button here, it will just open up a new transaction window that we all know, and you can just delegate to us using Kepler. And then as soon as you already have delegated to us on that network, and then here it will show a restake button. And it's just one more transaction using Kepler. You can click auto compound, auto restake daily, and grant us with a transaction to restake your reward. And then our bot will try to restake your rewards daily. I say try because you have to have a minimum reward of 0.01 tokens on each chain. If your daily reward is below 0.01, you will be left out on that day, and you will be included as soon as your reward is over that threshold.
So basically, you are saying that one of the selling point of CryptoCrew is that you are part of the auto compound service in this state, and that's an opportunity for people to take, right?
Exactly. You can maximize your staking APR, and for Cosmos Hub, it would lead from 10% to 14% a year.
All right. So let us talk about relaying. Okay, you are saying that IBC on the front end, we just click, withdraw and deposit. It's just something simple. But back of it, there is a complex process happening. Correct? There's a complex process happening called as relaying. Is it tough to become a relayer? How is a relayer different from a normal non-relayer validator? Show us why relayer is a big deal in the IBC.
So first of all, a relayer doesn't have to be a validator. So anybody could become a relayer. To give you an overview of what's happening, it's pretty simple. You just have a software that has a wallet on one chain, and let's call it the source chain, and one wallet on the destination chain. And this software is listening for IBC packets on the source chain. And as soon as there is an IBC packet to be relayed, it will just transport these assets to the destination chain. It will effectively lock them on the source chain, and it will create a token on the destination chain that is an IBC token representing the original asset. And so this relayer, it needs to do a transaction on both chains. On the destination chain, he needs to relay the tokens, and he also needs to acknowledge on the source chain. So it's, well, you asked me what do you need to become a relayer? You don't have to be a validator, but it's very, very costly. And this is the reason why it's almost just validators providing the relayers, because they are directly profiting from the whole value of the ecosystem. And if they relay, and I think my opinion is that that a marvelous IBC user experience is the most key for IBC success in the end. So we're of the opinion that we should relay as many IBC transactions as we can for the Cosmos ecosystem to appreciate, because we really need IBC to be scalable and working perfectly.
Okay.
Oh, sorry, Mohamed, I can't hear you right now.
Can you hear me now?
No, it's better. Yeah, now you're back.
Sorry. So I think recently we heard about an issue about CryptoCrew on Luna chain, where you were nearly being outside of the active set because of the lesser, lesser staking with you guys. And you were telling about investing in relaying is an expensive affair. You have invested about 5-figure. And yes, we understand. I was an early adopter of Osmosis. I remember I was cursing everyone because I need to do 5-time transaction just to get my Luna out. So
exactly.
Yeah, can you humor us? Can you just show us, some images, pictures about your relaying machine and your validating machine? Because some of us, we have never seen this thing. We do not know. Maybe we thought it's an Intel Pentium at the back is running all our relaying. So humor us. Show us what is relaying is all about. Maybe some pictures and images and stuff.
Well, I don't have any pictures right now of our relayers because our relayers, they run in highly available data centers. Actually, we don't have it right in our office, but we're partnering with various data centers around the world. We're distributing and decentralizing our organization as a whole because I think, especially in times of political insecurity and stuff, it's really, really important to decentralize critical infrastructure so that we don't run the relayers right into in our office. But they are really, really powerful machines capable of handling millions of transactions within a few months. We are at 1.3 million IBC transactions since last October. What I can show and what everybody knows and loves again is Map of Zones. Big shout outs again to the Map of Zones guys for creating this beautiful platform. Maybe what I can show you what's pretty interesting is you can actually do an IBC transfer from and to any of those chains, any connections you see here. You can do a manual IBC transfer. You don't even have to use the Osmosis front end. So you can, well, maybe let's start from here. If, for example, I wanted to send an asset from Stargaze to Terra, what many people don't know is that if you hover over here, you can actually, you have to be careful for this window not to disappear. You can go down here and click details, and then it will show you all the connections for Stargaze, and then it will also give you more details about channel, client, and connection IDs. So we wanted to send from Stargaze to Terra. Just have to find it. Oh, is it not here? Well, yeah, let's use something else. Let's use Comdex, for instance. And if we click on Comdex, it will show you here, it's channel 15. So we sent from Juno to Comdex. You can use this channel 15. Right. The thing is, with manual IBC transfers, always check that this channel is the canonical channel. As you see, can you see here with Osmosis, you could use channel 24, channel 23, channel 22. They all lead to the destination Osmosis, but the only really used channel is this one. The problem about IBC token fungibility, it is token fungibility. So if you use channel 0 to send stars to the Osmosis chain, you will get an IBC token that represents the way it has come from. So it will kind of say something like channel 0 transfer or Stargaze channel 0 transfer. And if you use another channel like channel 24, it will say Stargaze transfer channel 24. So those tokens, they will be both on the destination chain. They were both stars tokens, but as soon as they arrive on Osmosis, they're different tokens and they're not fungible. So this is why we always recommend normal users to use the front ends. If you use the Osmosis front end, you are not in danger of using a wrong channel. You can just go here and click deposit on your stars, and then it will just, it will compute an IBC transfer message that uses the right channel that also the Osmosis front end uses. But actually, you could do it with Kepler from any chain and to any chain. And for this, you have to turn on advanced feature, and it's called IBC Transfer. So you find it here in settings. You have to go on this tree, then click on settings, and then show advanced IBC transfers. You have to click that on, go back to your wallet, and then you will have this IBC transfer button here. And we're now here on the Osmosis chain. So we would need to choose Osmosis here. Let's go Osmosis to Juno. This is channel 24. It's obviously the canonical channel. So it's obviously the one channel that is, can you hear me? Yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome. So it's obviously the channel that is used. So it's channel 24, and we can now do an IBC transfer from the Osmosis chain to the Juno chain right here. We don't have any chains here. Now, because this is a new wallet, we would need to add an IBC channel. We can choose the chain, which is Juno. And here we can not just put in 42, that won't work. Channel IDs are always in this format. They are always channel minus 42.
Yeah. But I think we, the common user, we're not going to go to the manual channel. We definitely just go to the osmosis interface and click
exactly.
there.
This
If not,
is
we're going
the
to be
way
lost
to
in the
do.
limbo, definitely.
Exactly,
Okay.
but I just wanted to show you that this special feature of Kepler wallet, you could also do a manual IBC transfer from any chain to any chain here. And now you could also put in a Juno address here and send your IBC tokens. And then what in the background happens is this transaction will get broadcasted and then it will stay on chain. And this is this delay some users some users experience. You then need a relayer that is online and that is grabbing your fungible IBC token packet and relays it to the destination chain. Within a specific amount of time, this is called the timeout time. It is set when computing your IBC transaction. And most of the front ends, they use 10 minutes. So if your transaction from osmosis to any destination chain is not relayed successfully within 10 minutes, it will time out on chain and it will be returned to your wallet indeed, but not right after 10 minutes, because you need a relayer to time out your packet and send it back to you. And if there are problems, you know, this is really new technology and experimental software and things can go wrong. And so if relayers are experiencing issues and no relayer is online on that channel you want to use, it can happen that your packet is stuck in nirvana until a relayer can successfully time it out and send it back to you. And this will actually can take as long as the relayer needs to be able to process transactions again. So if the relayer takes a day to come back, your funds might get stuck one day. But this was kind of, as you said before, like in the beginning days of osmosis, like a year ago, we had those horrible user experiences with atoms stuck for 24 hours. It's not happening as much as today because IBC is scaling like crazy. We advised Omniflix in their recent chain launch and with their relayer organization. And whereas in the beginning of osmosis, it was like 3 teams relaying all the chains. With the recent launch in Omniflix, we have 30 sovereign relayer teams that want to relay to various other chains. And this is a beautiful thing in my opinion, because it just shows that IBC is scaling like crazy. And yeah.
Okay, so we are towards the half end of our discussion. I think I'm going to open the floor to any question. I'm encouraging anyone to, open up the mic and ask.
Of course.
Yeah,
looking
if
forward.
anyone to ask, just ask, don't be shy. Just, click unmute or request to speak, and we give you the stage to ask any question. Any burning question, whatever, just ask. I think Mr. Andre and Simon has been answering the chat questions.
Yeah, they have.
I'm just going to read some questions from the chat. For example, what does misbehave validator means? So I think Andre explains here that misbehave means downtime or double sign. All right. The next question is, are you running your own machine? So I think Andre explained, bare metal machine in data center, not any cloud server. So what are the key points of investing with Crypto Crew? You're aiming for the best uptime, maximum reward. Yeah. So continue. Anyone want to ask any question? Don't be shy. Do we have any question from YouTube? Okay, we have one question from our WhatsApp group. The question is, do you relay outside of IBC? For example, wormhole bridges or third-party bridges or graph or nomic?
We are validating Gravity. We are validating Nomic, also Sommelier, and also FMOS. Rest in peace.
Oh, F1, all right.
Yeah, it's a very interesting situation and also very stressing for the team and also for the validators all validating it. And I'm sure they will find a solution to make everybody happy, because this is a very, very high anticipation project, and I'm sure they will find a good way. Yeah, we are relaying towards Ethereum, which is really, really interesting, because in the Gravity bridges that are existing right now, the validators actually, they relay to the Ethereum chain. So this is a little different to normal IBC, but this is how the Gravity bridges work.
Mm-hmm. All right.
So speaking about Gravity Bridge, for example, for them, we operate a normal IBC relayer between Gravity Bridge and Osmosis, for example. And also in addition to that, we're validating and operating an IBC relayer that relays the tokens to the Ethereum side, enabling Gravity tokens to have a representation as a ERC20 token, for example.
Okay, we have one question from the chat group. The question is something like this: when you do superfluid staking, is it possible in the future to have both tokens, which means the Atom and the Osmosis both stake and farm at the same time? Theoretically, is it possible?
It is not possible, since you can only stake the native token on the...
No.
Do you hear me?
I think, yeah.
Do you hear me? Do you hear me? Hello?
Yep. Can hear.
Okay, I can just continue.
Yeah, I think we got a choppy conversation. Do you mind just repeating the last part of that?
Yeah. So no, it's not possible. You can only stake the native asset on the native chain. So if you stake on the Osmosis chain, you can only stake Osmosis tokens. So you will only get rewards for the Osmosis part of your LP shares. But this is shared security. We're also, well, the Cosmos Hub and some Cosmos developers, they're also developing interchain security right now, where consumer chains, they can borrow the validator set of the Cosmos Hub, effectively enabling Cosmos Hub validators to secure other chains as well. And they will be able to also get staking rewards on the consumer chains. So you will, as a staker, you will not only get atoms, you will also get IBC tokens.
So TLDR, what you're saying is that when interchain come, you will be among the first to support it. Is that correct? Interchain staking?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Amazing. So we got another question here from the group. Okay, the question is that, can you give us a reason why we should not stake with Crypto Crew?
I can't give you any reason. I'm sorry. There's no good reason for this question.
Okay. So basically, based on the history, if you all want to know, before I invited Crypto Crew to join us in our conversation, I did some quick background check. And one thing about them, they have very good uptime, very little downtime. And secondly, if you look into IBC transaction, they are among the most active validator relayer who are doing the job. So I think that is the reason why we are giving this space to them, so that a lot of people will have the opportunity to understand those non-top 10 validators and stake a portion of your coins with them to make sure that they always be in the active set. All right. So any more questions? Don't waste your time. Don't waste your opportunity to ask. Just ask today, because you won't get this kind of opportunity in the future. Anyone else?
Don't hesitate to ask, guys.
Okay. We don't have any more questions. Wait, let me see. All right. Okay. There's no more question. So thank you very much, Clemens, Simon, Andre, and the rest of the members of Crypto Crew.
Thank you very much for having us again.
On the video and also on the chat. Thank you, members of Scholar Crypto, for participating. Don't forget that tomorrow we will have another class with Cikgu Azin.